Hey guys, Zoidbergenstein here with another of my World of Tanks pub tutorials. Today I'm back on the French Heavy, the AMX 5100, and I'm going to be playing it in tandem with Lost. Lost and I both play 5100s in our scrims, so we like to spend a lot of time pubbing together, working on that teamwork and learning to burn tanks down together. Playing in a platoon can be great. It really helps you get that win rate up. The only drawback is sometimes when you're working together, your overall damage output won't be quite as high, but the fact that you can work together to make sure you get that kill, you can provide cover for each other, watch each other's angles, more than makes up for the little bit of damage that you won't get not being solo. On this map, Westfield, I really like to fight in the hills in the north along the B line. The hills provide a lot of cover for you and allow you to get out and get some shots. Something that you really want to try and take advantage of with the AMX 5100 is trying to take more than one shot at a time. The biggest drawback of the 5100 is I've got very little armor and lower HP than a lot of tier 8 heavies. That means that I need to focus on my strengths. If I can pop up, get 2 to 3 shots off on someone, that means that I'm going to be trading for more damage that I'm going to receive. If I can set myself up at an angle where I can unload my entire magazine, I'm going to do an average of 1800 damage, which no other tier 8 tank can do. When I peek this hill, I'm going to check and see if anyone's looking at me. I may not stay for shots, I may just peek it and roll back and get a lot of spots if I have a lot of guns trained on me, but if no one is looking at me, like in this scenario, I'm going to stay for as long as I possibly can. I look for the best tank. I feel like that's going to be the Black Prince. He's got the longest way to go to get to cover, and I end up tracking him. Now, I should probably aim for the back of this tank and try and catch that engine block on fire, but I know that I can get a lot of damage out on him and get that kill because no one is looking at me. As soon as I've fired those 5 shots, I know I only have 1 shell left, so if I'm going to get my last shot off, I'm going to have to peek, possibly trade 1 for 1, and I don't like those odds, so I instead decide to take a reload and let Lost cover my angle. What you just saw makes the AMX 5100 one of the most terrifying tier 8 tanks in the game. My 48-second reload is up, and barely 1 minute into the game, I've already got 1450 damage and a tank kill. As soon as my reload is up, I'm going to start engaging with Lost again, and we're going to try and burn tanks down together. When we're running these 5100s together, we have an average damage of 3600 in our magazines. That means that these two tanks should be very easy for us to kill. I see that this is a tier 7, so I'm going to be able to burn through that turret when he doesn't give me my side, and then I'm going to drop down and take those side shots. We both still have shells left, so we immediately crest this hill and we get on the next tank and we start trying to drop him down as fast as possible. We kill him, I've got 1 shot left, I take it on that T-29, get some damage, track him, and then I back off and I'm in another reload. Now this may sound silly, but surviving your reload is incredibly important on a 5100. You have to make sure that in that 48-second period where you don't have any shots, you don't receive any damage because there's going to be nothing that you can do about it. We fall back behind this hill, we get our reload, and we start setting ourselves up for our next shots. With 5100s, it's very important that we call a target out and burn it down together. If we spread our damage out on lots of different tanks, we're not going to get the kills, and more tanks are going to be shooting at us during those reloads. So when we're playing together, we're always calling out which tank we want to burn down. I take a shot on that T-29, he dies, so there's 1 less tank shooting at us, then we both burn down the next tank together and get the kill on him as well. With 4 shots left and only 3 tanks left alive, I'm not going to take this reload, and we're going to start engaging on this Roomba. Now, you can't see him in my screen, but if you take a look at the minimap, Lost and I are engaging from 2 separate angles here. We're going to make the Roomba decide to shoot at one of us. If he decides to shoot at me, I'll probably die, so I'm going to take the side angle, and I'm going to let Lost, who's full HP right now, take the front angle on that Roomba. We know exactly where he is, so I'm going to continue moving to his side where he won't be able to shoot at me, and then I'm going to engage him as I crest this hill. Lost gets the spot on him, the Roomba is looking at Lost, so I'm able to crest this hill, take 1 shot at him, and ram him for the last of his HP. The 5100 is a very, very fast heavy tank, and it can ram for surprising amounts of damage. You will take a lot of damage in return on some of these rams, but adding that extra damage between shots can really help you boost your overall efficiency in the tank. Looking at the post-match stats, you can see that had I been playing solo, I may have gotten a little bit more damage out there, but the 2 of us combined for over 6,000 damage and help us take our team to a very dominating victory. Looking at the final screenshot, you can see, like I mentioned in my last 5100 video, I want to have a very high shots fired to penetration ratio. On 14 shots fired, I penned 13, so I'm happy with that. That's going to do it for today's World of Tanks pub tutorial. Remember, if you enjoy the videos, like and subscribe on YouTube. Feel free in the comments to let me know what games you'd like to see these pub tutorials on. If I can do it, I definitely want to get those out for you guys. Follow me on Twitter @ZoidBergenstein, and I will see you guys in my next pub tutorial.